My name is Kim Kocak, and we're starting a new series on neurodivergency. Here at Corazon Holistic Health, we work with a lot of people who have neurodiversity. And what does that mean? Well, Judy Singer in 1990 coined the term, and what it means is a natural variant in the way that your brain processes versus my brain processing. It's not something that needs to be fixed, it's something that needs to be understood. So, what different kinds of things fall under neurodiversity? Well, that would be autism spectrum disorder, that would be attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD, or ADD. Both fall under that. There's other things that are a little less known, like Tourette's syndrome, dyslexia, dyscalculia, and a few other things. But those are the predominant ones that we see being diagnosed. So we're going to interview some people who have been diagnosed with one of the things that I've talked about today. And we're going to talk about the differences and what difference it made in their life getting a diagnosis. But rather than hearing it from me, the clinician, I'd like for you to hear it from them. People who have lived this experience and can maybe help you understand your experience a little better. So thank you for tuning in. And here at Corazon Holistic Health, we're working very hard to make sure that everyone is getting the needs met that they have so that they can live their best, fullest life, because that's how we have true overall health. Thank you.
Hi, thanks for tuning in and coming back. So we're still doing our neurodivergent interviews, and today we have a new guest, and her diagnosis is odd ADHD. So it's ADHD and autism. And we're going to talk a little bit about the diagnosis, about how we got here, and what that's meant for her today. Hi.
Hello.
Thanks for coming in.
Obviously, of course.
So I'm going to preface this by saying you are the reason that I even got into this, right?
Big yikes.
Yeah, you're the reason why I'm doing this work today, because you came in to visit me almost 5 years ago. Yeah. And you were not sure what was going on. And you'd had some previous diagnoses. What were some previous diagnoses you'd gotten?
I had anxiety and depression, which I feel like looking back on, I'm neither depressed nor anxious. I feel like a standard level of anxious in the sense of like everybody's anxious in certain aspects, but
everyone experiences anxiety. It's a normal range of emotion.
To what extent does it disrupt your life?
Yeah.
Not to an extent where I feel like I need like a full-blown diagnosis, nor
right.
do I need Prozac like they tried to put me on.
Which wasn't helpful.
No.
Right.
Also was not very good at taking pills regularly, which even if it would have been helpful, I don't think I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Yeah. So when you came in, what were some of the main reasons that you were coming in to see me? Like, what was going on that you were like?
Well, first started to see you because I saw you, September, October?
Mm-hmm.
My mom had just passed in April, the previous April. I just graduated college, just started a new job. There was a lot of events at one time happening, right. And my roommate at the time had recommended I should see you. I think she was shadowing, is that the right word?
She had an internship here.
She had an internship with you. She was like highly recommended you, and I don't know what the exact like things that were going on in the sense of like was I doing these specific activities, but I just felt like the overall aspect of my life just felt like I had no idea what was happening. And yeah. I don't really, looking back on it, you could probably say like, yeah, it was obviously sad. It was a rough time. There was a lot of being scared because, you know, starting on these new things, especially the transition between like going from college to like a working job and all of these unknowns. But at that time, I don't really think I had words for it. I think it just was like a big question mark, and I'm just looking around and I'm like, what the heck is happening?
Right.
And so she had recommended I see you.
Yeah.
And so
there was actually something else going on too. All of these things were manifesting in what way?
Oh, yeah. My ulcerative colitis had gotten really out of hand.
Right.
I just was sick all the time. I couldn't really eat very well. Meds weren't working. I had just switched to a new job, to a new doctor, so we were trying some new meds and new therapy for that. But I did not realize those two were connected.
Right. So we meet, and
2 weeks later.
2 weeks later. Yeah, I don't even know if it was that long, right? Like it was,
Maybe it was.
I mean,
Maybe
within
like
2 weeks, it was
like-
really quick.
I think we had like an initial phone interview.
We did the consultation and then you came in.
I came in, I swear it was like once or twice. It was not that many times.
I think it was once because I think the next week you were in the hospital.
Yeah.
And I called you on the phone.
And I was like, oh, by the way.
And then I called you on the phone and said, so what's going on? And I think what struck me was you had resigned yourself, right, to this was your life. You were possibly going to get, that you were possibly going to have a colostomy bag, and you were very young, in your early 20s, and you're like, this is just my life. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to resign you to that yet. So, I mean, I feel like we should be doing something.
I don't know. It looked like there were no other options, and there was only one direction, and it was going downhill.
Yeah.
The meds weren't working. Clearly, the stress was not helping.
It was not.
And I don't know. I very much, I do really truly think I accepted it.
You did.
And I, to this day, still think I accept that could eventually happen. Is it what I want to happen? Obviously not. But like, it's not, I don't know. It didn't seem to me in that moment the end of the world. It was, keep eating and feeling like crap all the time.
Right.
Or deal with this, very not what I want to be dealing with, like medical procedure and process. I could have potentially had my life back. Yeah. That's kind of how it felt.
Right. Because it didn't feel like there were any other options.
It really didn't.
No. And when you came in and you started to cry, and what you said to me was,
so awkward.
I don't know why my eyes are leaking. And it wasn't like this funny ha-ha. It was like literally, I don't know what's happening right now.
Yeah, I'm just not... I don't like crying. I don't know. Yeah. I don't... It's
when you weren't connecting the emotions, right? You were like, yeah, my mom
I cry
died.
all the time.
Yes,
it's weird.
It is one of the things you say is like, now I cry all the time.
I cry all the time. I cry at movies. I mean...
Yeah.
I'm tearing up now thinking about the fact that I cry. It's... I don't know. It's...
But when I said, well, your mother just passed away.
Yeah.
You've got all these things going on. You were really struggling in your friendships and relationships. There was lots of things happening. And you were like, yeah, but these are normal life things. Why is it impacting me? Right? And you had a really hard time knowing what you were feeling, which was highly affecting your nervous system and therefore your digestive system.
I think that's also one of the things I felt like was, I don't know if a red flag is the right word, but like one of the reasons why like I wanted to start seeing you was I was getting told by all these people like, oh, you're not grieving correctly, you're not the right level of emotion, or you're not doing these steps and this 5 stages of grief process or whatever. I just kind of bottled through some random things, and I don't know, I just kept being told like, that's not normal, you should get that looked at. Right. And
throughout your life you've been kind of given that message about a lot of things, right?
Yeah, I've been told a lot of things I do are not quite normal, but
so tell overrated. Me it is overrated. So tell me, you have a language, you have a way of talking about how you felt socially. Do you remember what that was?
Oh, my bubble.
Your bubble.
I actually was explaining this to somebody the other day because it's the best way I feel
it's a great analogy.
For me, explain the tism. I always feel, and I still to this day kind of feel like that sometimes, where just there's this bubble that I'm outside of and everybody else is inside of it, and I don't understand what I'm doing and why I can't get into the bubble and what's the inside joke. And you know, I don't know, like I feel like I'm always missing this puzzle piece, for lack of a better word, which is kind of funny because that's literally what represents autism. It's a puzzle piece, and it's missing because they stole it. But
which puzzle piece is it, right? I mean, is it this piece? I mean,
I was like, I don't understand. Like, I'd say something and somebody would be mad. I'm like, I don't understand what I said was wrong, or you know, I would be like saying something funny and it's taken serious, or vice versa. Something serious and it's taken funny, and I'm like, I don't understand.
Yeah, just a disconnect there somewhere.
There's a big question mark over a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
but that daggone bubble.
So when I talked to you at the hospital, I said, okay, give me 6 months. Let's do the work. Let's talk about nutrition. Let's do some yoga. Let's do some therapy. Let's see if we can make an impact on this before we resign ourselves to this being the only option. Because by this time, I knew from the first time I met you that it wasn't depression and anxiety. Were they present? Sure. You had grief and you had some anxiety, but it wasn't a typical presentation. I could see the processing was different and something was going on. So I started to do some research. And I believe in a holistic approach because I think multiple things can be impactful at the same time, and you moving through that in your body was important. And you agreed. We came to terms. You agreed.
Did.
And within 3 months or so, you went into remission.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of factors. I think I got a little bit closer with I feel like even then I got a little bit closer with my dad.
Okay.
I feel like the not having school looming over me 24/7, which is still sometimes just having to think about, gives me nightmares. Always like the next step or the next test you have to pass.
But work was
I
challenging.
think the work was challenging. There was a lot of things there that I still don't quite have solutions to, even to this day.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that the combination of the therapy, finding ways to manage, I think also learning, because I don't think I got diagnosed until...
I didn't diagnose you right away. I wanted to give it some time
away.
and make sure that that's what was happening.
But I feel like that was my puzzle piece.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
For lack of better words, that I was like, oh my gosh, I found this piece. What do I want to do with it? Now I don't even really care.
Yeah.
Now I don't need the puzzle piece.
Right, because a lot of what we talk about right from the beginning was language and communication. Yeah. Right? And people think oral operation. Well, clearly you can talk and you're articulate.
I talk
you're
a lot.
Articulate. Yeah. Right, and I think that's confusing to a lot of people. They think of people as not being talkative, and I think that's situational. It depends, right? But we've worked a lot on, you also have another piece that's common with autism, which is the synesthesia.
Oh, you love that.
I do.
I'm
jealous.
I thought it was a normal thing. I didn't think anything was weird about it.
Right. Well, it's not weird.
Well, not
it's
weird.
Very,
I know you don't like that word.
I don't, because it's really, I think it's extremely interesting to see
context.
the world in this
I think
way.
Weird could be good.
Yeah.
You know?
But language, conceptual language can be really a hard thing sometimes, right? Reciprocal relationships can be difficult. And the fact that you actually view the world a little differently. So I'd ask you, like, well, what time of year was that? And what kind of answer would you give me?
What kind of answer would I give you?
You'd be like, well,
my clock is a little funny.
let me look at my calendar,
Which
right?
May has been shifted lately. May's been shifted down, my calendar in my brain.
Okay.
My little circular calendar.
Yeah, so it's a circular calendar, right? And it has different colors, and each month is a little different width, right?
A little bit different.
Yeah.
They're color coordinated by season.
Okay. And your music is color coordinated.
My music is color coordinated. I don't know. I feel like...
And words have color for you.
Words do have color sometimes. I feel like words don't like hold emotions in my mind. Like, everything's context. Like, you know, you could take it one way or the other. Like, I say weird a lot, but I don't think weird is bad.
Right.
Some people think weird is good.
Yeah.
I feel like color holds emotion more than I think words actually hold emotion.
Yeah.
And so my music is categorized technically by emotion, if you think about that.
That's
also,
exactly right. Which you then color code. That's right. So it's very specific.
Different shades or different things, and it's not simply just yellow, but it's what shade of yellow, or purple, what shade of purple.
That's right.
So
So what would you say has been the biggest change for you after getting this diagnosis?
I think for me, it's the self-understanding that, like, I don't have to be all of these things people tell me I have to be.
Yeah.
Which I feel like sounds very cliche. But I don't know. Like, I'm not a social person. I don't like to be out at bars or restaurants and all this other stuff. And it's just not my cup of tea. I like my house a lot. Yeah. I like, I like my house and my cats and my yard. And I mean, that doesn't mean I don't go out, but I feel like I don't have this underlying pressure that I have to because of some not even real invisible person is telling me.
Right.
Everyone else goes out. Why don't you? You don't think that's different and odd? And now I'm like, well, I really don't have to if I don't want to.
That's right. And one of the things that's really bothersome for you when you go out is the noise, right?
Yeah, I don't like a lot of noise.
So noise is, but I don't know that you even really had words for that when we first met, right? It was like, what?
I don't think I realized that was...
Yeah. Adding to the...
yeah. I mean, I don't like noise, but I didn't think that was such a heavy trigger.
Right.
As I found out, I'm not as nice of a person in very loud environments.
Yeah, so you have a sibling who is attached to a professional team, and so you go to big sporting events.
Yes.
Right? They're loud.
very loud.
And people want to, and you have friends and family who want to go to dinners and do these things, but you have made adjustments to be able to accommodate those things because you want to be there, because you want to be there.
Expectation of knowing what I'm going into makes a big difference. I think knowing I'm going to like a loud area, and I can either bring my AirPods with the noise canceling, or I have my little loop headphones that I like that have different colors for different outfits.
That's right.
Or they're clear if I don't want people to see them, like if I wear them at work. But I think the expectation of knowing what I'm going into helps a lot. And of course, obviously, that leads to being prepared. I think there are definitely some days where it doesn't matter how prepared I am. Like, I just can't handle it, but I got to.
And what are some of the things that you know now can lead to that having no social battery?
My lack of sleep.
Yeah.
I require copious amounts of sleep.
Which you used to be very judgmental with yourself about.
I still am.
Yeah?
A little bit. Yeah.
Right? Okay.
I feel like I'm less judgmental, but I definitely was thinking today about how tired I am, and I just want to go to bed.
I don't hear you saying as many things like the shame that was associated with the sleeping.
No. I'm more judgmental in the sense of like, sometimes I'm like, wow, maybe you should just go touch grass for like maybe 10, 15 minutes and get out of the bed. My job is just really socially draining.
And sensory overloading.
A lot. I have to be on for a very long period of time. I'm on my feet. It's just very...
And you never know what's coming in the door.
I never know what's coming in the door. And so I think that if I don't catch up on sleep for that, it really lingers into a couple weeks. Like, I think like 2 weeks ago I was sick, and I'm still drained from that. Like, I just haven't caught up. It just takes me a while.
It does.
So sometimes I can find something that'll get me out of that, where I'm like, okay, like I slept this amount of time, and then I don't know, clean my house, and now I'm not stressed about something that I didn't realize I was even stressed out about.
Right.
And it helps pull me out of that, but if I don't sleep,
it makes things harder.
It makes things a lot harder.
So a couple of things that we did for your diagnosis is your family moved out of the family home you grew up in, and your dad gave me a stack of journals that you'd had from when you were younger. And so we did a little bit of historical stuff. I spoke to your father. I did some things to gather information, and there was a clear pattern from the time you were very young.
I feel like it's blatantly obvious looking back on it, where I'm like, how was this even? How did I go
missed?
this long?
Yeah, how did it get missed? Yeah.
How did it get missed? And I do think when I was living up Northern Virginia, I do really think that they were on to...
Yeah.
The school system had picked up on it and were trying to... I don't know, do what school systems
they were doing a great job
to do.
Yeah, they were doing a great job.
Yeah. And I think I moved down here, and it just all went down the gutter.
Yeah. And your dad had talked about things like where he would say, you dig your heels in, but basically you would become almost nonverbal and just lock in, right? And have a really hard time. And the first couple holidays after your mother passed were really difficult, and partly because you didn't understand the sleep piece yet. You didn't really understand how to take care of yourself in a way that was going to give your nervous system its most capacity to be able to deal with stressful situations. But this past year, it went really smoothly, and you did the things, and you're learning your job. In the beginning, you're like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if this is, but I really want to do this, but I don't know if it's something I'm going to be able to do. Yeah, but maybe for different reasons now, maybe. But you were able to stick it out and adapt because you had learned tools and recognizing, because before it'd be like, all of a sudden you're just popping off. Now you're like, I'm starting to understand how I'm feeling.
Off. Not as bad.
Everybody pops off sometimes, but no, but you do. And I mean, but not to the degree that you did 5 years ago.
No.
Your understanding of it, you know what's leading up to it. You know what's kind of happening. And you can do things to manage that. One of the times that sticks out to me was when they changed all of your monitor things that beep. And you were like, I don't know if I can do this. Yeah. This new beeping is going to make me crazy.
I had gotten so used to that particular sound, and then they put in the new ones, and they're even louder and even harder to turn off.
Yeah.
And it just, oh my God. I don't even hear them anymore. Sometimes I go home though, like after work, and I can hear them in my ears in the shower, and I'm like, I'm losing my mind. But
So let's talk a little bit about relationships. So let's start with your family relationships. So we have talked to all members of your family.
Yep.
We have tried to educate them. We have, and I think that it has helped. I'm not saying that it has made everything better, but wouldn't you say that it has helped having some of that level of understanding?
Yeah, no, I think it helps a lot. And where I find a lot of the issues to be, I don't think it's purposeful.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think my sisters want to understand, and I do think they understand. I think there's some things that
Right.
they just can't. My dad, he really gets it.
Yeah, he
There's
does.
reasons for that, but
Yes, there is probably, but he's also done the research, and he'll read the
Yes.
book and he'll do the
he
thing.
loves the science.
He does love the science of it.
He does love the science. The minute you give him a new scientific fact about it, he gets so excited and deep dives into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I think my sisters try.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's when you've known someone their whole life, because what are some of the words people would have used to describe you before?
Bitch.
Difficult, right? You
Yeah.
you were
Stubborn.
harsh, stubborn was a big one. Yeah. You were harsh in the way you said things. And you have a younger sister who
Super emotional.
super emotional, and you're super logical.
Not that that's bad.
No, it's not bad. It's just you both experience the world very differently. And so that can sometimes be a clash for the two of you. But I think
Yeah.
you're starting to understand each other a little bit differently, and everyone's making that effort, I think, to do that.
I think I think sometimes I have an unrealistic expectation of what I would like. And I think there sometimes needs to be an understanding of the fact that, like, yeah, we are on completely different sides of the
Processing.
personality of everything.
Yeah.
Not just my younger sister, even my older sister. Like,
Sure.
all three of us, I mean, anybody will tell you, they're like, how did that happen? Because, like,
You
we're
are
all
very different.
three completely different personalities in every way, shape, and form. There's
Yeah.
nothing, I feel like, that's, like, super similar.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I just...
So let's talk a little bit about dating life.
I never really cared for it. Why do I want to sit down and, like, learn your favorite color? That's really the way I've always looked at it. I don't know. I didn't care for it. I didn't want to date. I think everyone kept telling me I wasn't okay with it, and they just did not believe me. Like,
Right.
I really truly think I was
Yeah.
100% gung-ho on not
Because?
dating.
Because it felt hard, because it felt confusing, because it felt like too much effort. What?
The thought of sitting down at a table at dinner where I'm already uncomfortable because I'm wearing clothes that just are touching me, and then on top of that I have to sit here and try to hold a conversation with somebody that it's not like I can't just, like, sit back and let somebody talk, or
Right.
the opposite. Sometimes some people don't want to be the talker, and you can tell, and I'm okay with talking a bunch for them. There's no, like, I don't know, there's no temperature gauge that I know how to read, and I'm just, like, walking in blindly. I gotta talk to you. I gotta learn about you. I don't know. I just, and then what do you order? What can you and can't? What, you can't eat spaghetti. Can't eat wings.
You eat a
like-
lot of spaghetti these days, are you?
I do eat a lot of pasta right now, but I don't know. It just felt like a nightmare, and on top of that, I feel like a lot of people are just, like, really not. I don't want to say the word authentic, but, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't want to play a game, and I feel like dating is a game, and I just
Yeah.
don't. There's not a game. I don't want to play it.
Right.
And on top of that, it's like you can and can't double text. You can and can't do this, and there's just all the social nuances. I just hated it, and
Yeah.
I just would prefer to be alone. You know, I have nobody I have to answer to.
Yeah.
I have. Well, now that's not the case, but
Well, that was lonely at times, though.
I think it was, in the sense of, like, I just sometimes I just want to, like, tell people about things that happen, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like, I almost...
But you didn't believe you could find someone that would understand you, and that would work out. So that felt like more effort
I didn't think
than
I
it
could...
was worth.
It's not just understand me, but I feel like it's, like, handle is even a better word. Handle me. 'Cause it's really what it is. Like, I feel like... I am very, very blunt and very matter of fact, and I don't really grayscale anything. Everything is very black and white, and I don't want to play games. And,
But you're also very loyal and kind
well, that's sweet. Thank
and
you.
dedicated and intentional. You're also all those things.
Sure, that's very nice.
Yeah,
Thank you.
well, you're welcome, because it's true.
I know I'm awkward around.
So you did meet someone.
Yeah, I did. So I told my dad, which I don't know. I just looking back on it's kind of funny. I literally told my dad, I was like, listen, I'm not going out on a date like that I'm initiating. But if somebody for some reason asked me, sure, I will entertain it. And I was like, ain't no way in hell anybody's going to ask me because I'm so just naturally closed off. And then I met my boyfriend like 3 weeks later. So.
And what were some of the things in the beginning that were difficult when you met said boyfriend?
I don't like to be touched. And I said that very matter of fact from the beginning. I was like, I just don't like to be touched. I'm not, I don't know. I like my bubble. I like my space. And then,
But that's not true in every situation. That was true with new people.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I don't know. Like, I hate it when someone comes up to you, like, and I just don't know you that well, and you're just like, all like, oh, give me a hug. And I'm like, yeah. But yeah, so he at one point was like, can I hold your hand? I said, no. No, thank you. And he said, okay. And I, in my mind, was like, wow, he respects my boundaries. What a great guy. And in his mind, he was like, this chick hates me. Some way, somehow, I think he just, it took him some time to realize, no, I am very, I mean what I say.
Yeah, you do.
Now
did
I don't
you
let
disclose?
go of his hand.
Right, now you don't let go.
go.
That's right. So did you disclose that you were autistic early on, or that you had autism early on, or like what was that process?
I did. He just was like, okay. And I think that just the total like lack of, I don't know, I liked it.
Yeah.
It not in like a dismissive way, but
right.
like in like a, okay, what does that have to do? You are still you. I don't know, I really liked that.
Yeah.
He naturally knows just what does and doesn't make me comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, what was it we were doing? We were doing something fairly recently where he was like, oh, but it's really loud, so you might not like that. And just little things like that where I'm like,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah. And how long have you been dating now?
Almost a year and a half, maybe more.
Yeah.
Like 2 years coming up in September, October.
Yeah. It's been a while.
Wild.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah.
So.
And you've had to navigate some stuff, but you've done that, right? And things that feel a little like, I don't know what this means or how to handle this, but you've been able to talk through it and use your language skills that you're learning in order to be able to manage some of that.
I think there's also like, he's also very like straightforward, matter of fact, like I don't want to play games type of person. And I think that was like really just like a breath of fresh air.
Right.
That makes sense. Like I never have to question if he means what he says when he says it, or am I going to say something and it's just going to get totally taken out of context. Granted, there are some times where I have to be like, what do you mean? Like that means what it means.
Right.
I was telling you about that earlier.
Yeah.
LOL means LOL.
LOL does mean LOL.
A period at the end
as far as I know.
Period at the end of the sentence is not the end of the world.
It's not.
You know.
It's not.
But.
So what would you tell someone who maybe is struggling with relationships and feels like something's off, that they're not socially fitting in or doesn't quite know what's happening, but they're just really feeling outside of? What would you encourage someone to do?
I don't know if this is good advice. I'd say don't care.
Would you advise them to go see someone? Like, would you encourage them to understand what's happening with them, or do you think it didn't matter one way or the other?
I think it depends on the situation. I think there are some people where like going and seeing someone is not going to help because they don't want to hear what other people have to say.
Okay.
And I don't think that's, going to make a difference. I think there's situations where, seeing someone might make a big difference. I don't really know.
Did it make a difference for you getting a diagnosis?
I don't think the formal diagnosis, like being like, oh, you're autistic, was like this big, I don't know. I think the more so like the understanding of myself that came with it. Like,
Right.
okay, like,
Wasn't the label.
yeah, the label itself didn't make
Right.
the difference. I mean, it was
Sure.
nice, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed that.
Put language to it, but
Yeah, I like having like a actual knowledge of something I can like look up, if that makes sense.
Sure.
But I think the actual understanding of, you know, loud noises are problems. Your job is stressful. Maybe that's where some issues come from in life. Different things like that. I think once you like figure out those nuances,
yeah,
that's really what made the difference, not the actual label.
that's right. It was the
That goes back
understanding.
to my
And I say that all the time, right?
verbiage.
People say, do I need to get a formal? I'm like, no, you don't really. I mean, we need to understand we're going to treat the symptomology one way or the other. That's what's important.
Yeah, the symptomology. There you go.
Yeah.
I think it's more so understanding like the whatever symptomology you have going on in your life
Sure.
in general. You know, not whatever the actual formal label is.
Sure.
I think the label can help direct and guide, but I don't know if that's necessarily
Okay.
the go-to.
Right.
So
What would you say that this has helped you in your life?
Yeah.
And in what ways?
I think it's back to understanding myself and understanding that like I can do things the way I want to do things and I don't have to fit. Granted, I think sometimes being in the bubble sounds nice. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I do want to know the joke, but like I don't have to be in there. I'm very okay with, you know.
But you do have friends, and you do have
Yeah.
a social circle, and you do have enough of that. But you would feel a little smothered by someone who needed to be texting with you all day, every day. You would feel really overwhelmed by those types of relationships. So you have found your types of relationships that work really well for you, that are dependable and stable and honest and direct, and you're not having to mask and read through social stuff that doesn't make sense to you.
It's really like when people say masking, it makes it sound so simple. Like,
Right.
I would say not to take a sharp turn
No,
here.
do.
I feel like it make it sound like, oh, like it's just like, you know, like, because you think of a mask, you think of something like thin, you just put over your face, you just walk around, you just take it off. Like, it's not that,
Right.
it's not that simple. It's like having to like constantly be like, okay, let me anticipate everything. Like,
Right.
what can I say? What can't I say? How loud I need to be versus how quiet versus what verbiage can I use? Can I curse more? Do I have to curse less? Do I have to use a higher level of vocabulary? Do I, you know, what is this person's response to this going to be? How am I going to, you know, change the directions of my, it's way more,
It's exhausting.
it's really exhausting.
Yeah.
And I do feel like sometimes it's made to seem more simplistic than it is.
It is. You're exactly right. We've normalized. We use the word all the time, so it kind of desensitizes people. Because when you first got the diagnosis and you did share with a few people, what was some of the feedback that you got?
I mean, I still get it. I get the, if this is the direction we're going, I feel like I get a lot of like the, oh, everybody's like that. Everybody, blah, blah, blah. I get it, oh my gosh, all the time at work. And I mean, even the other day, I want to say it was like 2 weeks ago, I said something to somebody. I was like, autism. And they're like, yeah, but everyone's like that. I was like, I mean, yeah, but like, I'm actually, and they're like, yeah, but like, you don't have a formal diagnosis. I was like, haha, I do. Fun fact, it is real. It is formal. And then their entire like mood just immediately was like, oh. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes
Because it's minimizing. Well, because it's minimizing, right? Because people, so do we all have...
It's not even this minimizing. It makes me feel like I'm like partially like, I don't know, crazy into thinking that like, okay, like why do I struggle so hard with this thing? Just everybody's like that.
Well, right. So that means that somehow that you're not handling as well as everyone else. But the truth is that this is why when we look at a diagnosis, it matters to understand that how disruptive is it to your life? You're not off the chart of human behavior.
Pretty damn disruptive,
right?
though.
It's right. So for you, this processing disorder is very disruptive and it's exhausting, and you start to isolate more. You start to show signs of medical things going on because of the anxiety that was associated with it and the level of effort that you were having to just be able to get through every day.
Also, like the like, I really like don't like not understanding stuff, and like the amount of times I just like blindly walk around and like have to pretend like like, oh yeah, I got that, and I'm like, turn around, I'm like, what are they talking about? You know, or you know, oh, I hate this, and I get told this all the time. You can't say it like that. I don't understand.
Yeah, you get told that.
I get told that a lot, and I genuinely, I mean, that happened even yesterday. Or not yesterday, 2 days ago, whenever I was last at work, someone was like, I mean, you just can't say it like that. I was like, I don't understand. It's extremely factual. It's not
wrong.
It's not incorrect. I don't understand with what I said. Well, it's the way you said it. I was like, so you want me to just say it with a smile? Like, what changes what I said?
It's the tone issue, right?
Yeah, I'm a little flat sometimes. And also, the more I go into my stinge of work, the flatter I can get. Mm-hmm. But I just don't...
But there's other people that when they find out, they go, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I get that, right?
Yeah.
You've even had some people say to you, are you autistic?
Yeah.
So people who get it, right? I mean, so, yeah. But that doesn't mean you're not successful. It doesn't mean you don't have relationships. It doesn't mean you don't have a career. You own your own home. You've got cats. You're functioning like a very well-adjusted adult, right? Because you are. Once you understood what you needed to take care of yourself appropriately,
used to be well adjusted.
That's right. So now that you are,
now that I am,
yeah, that's right. And then things started to change, right? I'm not saying that it's ever going to be completely easy, but it's less stressful.
Well, it's also, I think it could be way easier. It is way easier because I've taken out the parts where I'm like, okay, I just don't need this. This is not. I don't even like this. Right. You know, why am I doing this? And I get rid of that, and then I add in more of like, ooh, I do really like this, you know, and sprinkle more of that in. So I do think it can be easier. I think.
And you have found ways to help yourself in the sense of like, say it's doing dishes, right? You understand that you work best on a reward system.
I do.
So you create rewards for yourself. Right? I mean, you found ways to make it work and kind of trick your brain. Yes. Your brain wants to get stuck sometimes, and you're like, no, I'm smarter than you, so we're going to do this.
If I clean my garage, I have the complete set of my Lennox Spice Village I get to bust out. So
there you go.
Yes. I have rewards.
Right. That's right. You have rewards.
Or there's like things I like in the laundry. I feel like I'm mixing little potions when I'm putting like the detergent and the softener, and it's dumb, but it works, and that's really all I need.
There you go.
So
that's it. You kind of figure it out.
Yep.
Sometimes we got to outsmart the operational part of the brain, which is not who we are. That is not you. It is just the operational part of your brain that you have to figure out.
I'll take your word for it.
I appreciate that. All right. So in closing, what would you want to say to someone who is watching this who might be struggling right now?
Ooh. I hate that it gets better. I mean, that's just, I don't know. Yeah. Nobody wants to.
How about it can get better?
Yeah, everything can get better. I think it's more so just like find the things that work for you, and not everything has to be whatever back to this invisible person that's saying is this like societal norm. There's so many different pockets of the world that you could go into.
That's right.
I don't understand why there has to be this like big main one.
Yeah.
Do what you like.
Right. You're not harming
really
anybody.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really it. Do what you like. Some things you don't need to care about that much.
Yeah. Stop being so judgmental and shaming.
Because I am a judgmental person. I can't say that. I can't say that.
But you used to judge you a lot more.
Yeah.
You're judging. I mean, I'm not saying it goes away, but it has gotten better.
Yes, it's gotten better.
Yes, you're not as quick to say, I'm the problem.
I think with the sense of the not caring part, like it sounds so, I don't know, basic, but I mean, it is really nice.
Yeah.
I mean, once upon a time, I cared about how many likes I got on Instagram, and now it's just like, why?
Right.
Why? Like, what is that doing for me?
Because you wanted to fit in, and it felt like that meant you were fitting in some way, I think.
Well, that's the therapy talk right there.
Well, there it is.
But, no, I don't know. It feels very freeing to, like, realize that, you know, what do you actually need?
Yeah.
What do you actually like? What do you want to do? Go do those things. Don't do the things you don't want to do.
Right.
You can literally do anything.
But it's a process.
It is a process. It's not easy. It's not going to happen overnight.
No.
I love therapy. You know, I'm going to tell everybody, go to therapy. I do think a lot of it though is also finding the right therapist.
Yeah,
Like,
I think that's right.
it is truly. It's like trying on dresses. Not every dress is for you.
That's
Not
right.
every dress fits right. You gotta
It
find
can be
the
pretty
right.
hanging there, but when you put it on,
feel
you're like,
pretty on the
"Oh,
rack, and you put it
right."
on, you're like, wow, this doesn't zip up. So,
All right. Well, thanks again for coming in today. I appreciate it.
of course,
All right.
thumbs up.
Thank you so much for joining. I hope you got something out of this today. Have a great day.